I'm just going to paint the front of the blocks right now. For time's sake, and then I'll go back later and probably touch up the rest of them. So I have her painted like that. Let me tell you how big these are. These are 2x4s that my husband used. 3.5 by 4.5. So the bottom is 3.5 by 4.5. This one's 3.5 by 3.5. And this one I know is 2.5 by 2.5. Yes. So 4.5 by 3.5, 3.5, excuse me, by 3.5, and 2.5 by 2.5. Let me dry that really quickly. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stencil on her face. I'm just going to take some black paint, just black acrylic paint. I'm putting a little bit on my plastic tray here. I'm going to use a makeup wedge and dab that into my dab my makeup wedge into the paint and dab it off on paper towel. I'm going to paint on her mouth and her eyes. Really easy and simple. And then I'm going to take this pumpkin orange shade and I'm going to paint on her nose. Stencil that on. So she's going to look like that. She's got eyelashes. Now the stencil, I have to leave a little section in there for the white of her eye. You can then paint the eyes however you would like. If you want that to just be a white circle, that's fine. I'm going to actually cross the bridge and then probably put a little dot in the middle of that. And also something else you can do if you want her eyes to be even more white there, you can take white and paint that in. I'm going to paint the bridge here and just make the eye the rest of the way around. And I can't say that I love that, so let me see what I'm going to do. Kind of looks crazy. I think I'm going to dab that off. I'm going to take the white paint again. I don't know. I'm just looking at it like it just doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do, I think what I'm going to do is see what she looks like if I paint the whole eye black. So if you're like me, you're not very good at freehanding stuff. So the stencils are really good to use as a guide. Now she looks like she has button eyes, so I don't really like that either. So she looks even worse. She looks even worse now. Oh. Oh, yay. So I'm going to go back over it with the white now. Okay, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the eyes. Basically, the stencil is just there to guide you. I'm not the greatest at painting eyes, so I'm not positive what I'm going to do there. I'm going to let that dry for a minute and come back to that. Basically, she's going to just be really simple. She's done. You can always make the eyes any way that you would like the eyes to be. I might mess around with it and see if I can figure out a better way to do her eyes. So I will definitely share the finished picture at the end of the video. But I was basically just wanting to show you how you can decorate these little snowmen. I know I've made like 4, I believe, so far. So anyhow, here's another one, and I hope that you like her. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye-bye.